What's up, y'all? It's your girl Sakina, and I'm back with another review. This is my review for The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. This is season 13, episode 2. We are back in the original stew, okay? Y'all just got home yesterday. It has been a long day and a half. I had so much stuff with me in Maryland. I had no freaking idea how much stuff I packed. I had a big check-in bag full of stuff, and then because it was in between weather, I had my mom ship more clothes because I needed warm clothes, and I end up having to send back from Maryland 2 boxes of my things back to Georgia because I also was doing shopping while I was there. So I had my big check-in bag, my carry-on bag, and 2 boxes that I had to unpack. It was so much stuff. I got up at 6 o'clock this morning to continue unpacking the boxes that were shipped here. It was a lot. So, yeah. But it's Sunday now, and I'm like, all right, listen, we got to get these videos out. I don't want to keep pushing things back because I have to do Beverly Hills, Miami, and then Potomac is coming back on today. So, yeah, things are really about to start picking up. So I just have to have that energy and get this done. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this review, right? So the taglines. I don't recall the taglines being said on the first episode. I feel like that's a thing now with the Housewives. They don't really come in with the taglines. You usually get them either, the next episode or a couple episodes down the line. But I will say, I think that all the taglines are actually cute. I enjoy all of them. My favorites is definitely Kyle. I liked Erika's. I even like Garcelle's. I even like Crystal's. Crystal's was cute too. Love Sutton's. Like, yeah, they really had some nice taglines. I think the weakest link for me was Dorit. But all of them overall, I really think were good taglines. And I feel like I haven't said that for a franchise ever. Anywho, episode opens up with Erika and Dorit having a picnic. And Dorit wanted to have a one-on-one with her because she felt like what Erika did at BravoCon really hurt her feelings. So Erika was like, yeah, I was wrong. I don't want to explain myself again, but I was wrong. I apologize, and I have to fix it. Because Dorit was like, yeah, you apologize, but it just gave off you apologize only because I kind of forced you into it. And she reiterated that she is apologetic. And when Erika was saying that she has to fix it, my mom was like, yeah, you gotta fix it because you don't have any allies, boo. You have no friends at this point. I don't want to say no friends, but, the group that she came in with is definitely on a rocky road. Her sidekick is no longer a part of the group. So, yeah, she definitely has to find somebody who is going to want to film with her. So, Dorit is like, me and PK, we had a rough year last year, and he was traveling a lot to London, and I felt like he wasn't there for me. And then you saying that, either way, we both would have been hurt by it, but you saying that just did not make things any better. And I was like, I understand, you explaining this to her, but I just kind of like, Dorit, I wouldn't say that to her. You would just have to find out throughout the season. But in efforts to mend the friendship, I guess you could be transparent, but I kind of felt like that wasn't something that Erika just said to me. Because if y'all really were friends, she would not have listed you. She could have easily picked another Bravo celebrity that she was beefing with or whatever, but she chose somebody who was in her circle. So that's why I'm like, you didn't just pick out the crowd, Erika. That was the first person that came to your mind. And her being the first person that came to your mind, it was just like, okay, girl, please. That was intentional to me. But Dorit, you want to open up and share how your marriage is going, go ahead. But like I said, I am keeping my eyes peeled on Erika. Dorit, are you just that much of an easy target? I don't get it. So then she explains that 14 months after the robbery, the home invasion, she took $10K out of her account. This was like around the holidays. Took $10K out of the account, goes to the store, had her handbag in the shopping cart, and when she got to the register, she realized that her bag was gone. And then they checked the surveillance, and 3 guys snatched her bag and was following her. Girl, what? So then that triggered, you know, her PTSD all over again, which is understandable. But what's going on? Do you need to have security? And where do you live? Do you live directly in Beverly Hills? I'm not going to say any of this is, you know, like a lie, because we do know that Beverly Hills has definitely been hit with home invasions. I definitely had a side eye feeling towards her last year, but like I said, you know, I've experienced, you know, home invasions and things like that, and it's no fun. It definitely leaves you traumatized and things. So, but it's just like, well, damn, girl, I think you might need to have a big, swole, buff man walking around with you at all times, because something is just not right with this. So they are going to work on their friendship. And though Erika apologized for the impact that she, you know, caused on their marriage, it's like, don't take too much on that, because whatever PK and Dorit is going through, yes, you added a little spice to it, but it seemed like they was already going through that. But then that's why I also do look at Erika like, you might have seen something that we didn't, and that's the reason why you called it out. Sutton and Garcelle, they're on FaceTime, and they're talking about all the things that they have to do for the day and what's going on. They're going to Vegas for Crystal's 40th birthday, and they have Magic Mike performances and all of that. You know, all those things that come with Vegas. I do need a redo on Vegas, but I want to redo it with my cousins. I feel like me and my cousins, we go to Vegas, we gonna tear that up, okay? We're going to be partying. We're going to have a good time. We're going to be getting into all kinds of stuff. And my cousins, they potheads. So, you know, they're going to be doing all of that, dispensaries and all of that. So, I want to go with my family more than anybody else. But just skip that stripper stuff. You know, I don't like male strippers. Gross. Anywho, yeah, they're getting prepared for that. So that'll be the first cash trip that we get to see. And then we see that Sutton has a matchmaker coming to her house. Baby, she needs help finding a man. She's been scrolling, swiping left, and just has no luck. So they sit down and talk. And Sutton is like, look, I'm the one-day wonder, okay? I don't know what it is, but I do not get asked on the second date. She doesn't know if it's because, you know, she's a little nerdy and she acts strangely. She doesn't dress like a slutty whore. You know, she don't really know what it is. But, yeah, she definitely can come off a little bit wonky a little bit. But, you know, the more that you get to know Sutton, the more you like her. But my thing is, Sutton looked like she had went on a few dates with the guy that they showed in the flashback. Remember, he looked like he was Middle Eastern or something. I thought they were hitting it off, or, you know, just casually dating, and they went on multiple dates. But I guess not. She said that she can't get asked on the second date, which I thought she was getting asked on multiple dates with him. But something ain't right, okay? So she's just trying to get down to the bottom of it. Matchmaker is asking her what she like to do. She like to boss people around. She want her a tall, handsome man, you know, which is very typical. But the matchmaker is like, okay, well, I'm a firm believer in letting the man lead. Sutton said, been there, done that. She ain't letting no man lead her, okay? She does want to talk about the wealth later. They didn't discuss that in this scene, but I was like, you definitely need you a wealthy man, because you got all that coin, and you need somebody who is on your level. Otherwise, you're going to have an issue. I know that you know, eat men alive and all of that, but no, you definitely need you a strong, rich, wealthy man, okay? Don't be trying to run over these men, because it's not going to be no good. But also, I understand. Don't let him try to run all over you either. There needs to be respect amongst the two. But we gonna see. But I was like, Sutton, what's going on with your body language? Because the way that they were seated, Sutton was kind of like her body was shifted this way, but she was like looking at the lady like, Sutton, what's that? What was all of that? I didn't understand that. Now, you might need to work on your body language as well. Maybe if they got a coach for that, maybe sign yourself up with that too. We finally get to see Crystal, who was muted last episode. I said, Crystal, I mean, girl, do you have anything to say? Because where are you? You're in the scene, and we are forgetting about you. Girl, you're fading into the background, and quiet as it's kept, you could definitely be friend of. But, I mean, we here, you here, so let's do it. She's out eating some good-looking Mexican food with her husband and her brother. Remember, she did tell us that her brother is a pop star back in China, so, you know, he's successful. And she gets into him being in this relationship back when the pandemic had started. You know, they're Chinese. He was living back in China. The pandemic broke out, and Crystal and her mom was asking her brother to come to the States. His fiance at the time couldn't come out to the U.S. because she had a Chinese passport. And I guess he ended up coming to the States, leaving his fiance behind. And Crystal feels like that's the reason why they end up breaking up. And she feels like her brother blames her for them no longer being together. But my thing is, why are you leaving your partner in the midst of a pandemic? Do you know how confused the world was at this time? And you leave her to come to the States? Yeah, we wouldn't be together. Like, what do you mean? That sounds crazy. Crystal, I wouldn't put all the blame on you because he ultimately made that decision. That's wild to me. But yeah, so now he's single, ready to mingle. He want a matchmaker. He ready to get married again. And so Crystal was like, well, you're the same age as Rob when he met me. So there's a 20-year gap between Crystal and her husband. Her brother is 41. And we get Crystal and her brother in the confessional. They're both really nice looking people. Brother is very handsome. So he's in the confessional. He was like, you know, when she told me that she met this 40-year-old guy, this Hollywood director, you know, when I met him, he had his button up, button down. It was all open, and he was wearing glasses in the inside. And then they showed a throwback picture of Crystal and her husband, and I was like, ooh. Baby, button that shirt up. If you, no shade, but if you had your shirt buttoned down like that, I mean, but if she like it, child, they still together 20 years later. Anywho, so then Crystal was like, how would you, well, her brother was like, how would you feel if I started dating somebody younger than me? And of course she was looking a little uncomfortable, but it's like, yeah, what can you say? Because you did the same thing. It just looks better. I guess that people take it better. I don't even know. Because really both ways. Girl, why are you with this old man and young girl? Well, yeah, it's the same thing. Because I was trying to, you know, flip it. But yeah, if it was a young boy, why are you with this old lady? Either way, I feel like big age gaps like that is ridiculous. 5-year age gap, okay. 10, I don't want that either. I prefer somebody my age. I want to be able to grow together and it not be generational differences. And, you know, while I'm still young in my 50s, you old and I got to take care of you. You can't go to functions after a certain point in time. Nah, baby. Let's get somebody in my age group because I ain't got time for all of that. But, you know, there wasn't much that Crystal can say in that moment because it's like, yeah, you did it. So if he wants to do it, yeah. Kyle goes and picks Dorit up from her house. And I will say both of them with their new hair colors, I actually like the fresh look. So Kyle has Dorit thinking that they're going to lunch. But in fact, Dorit's being surprised by PK. They show a flashback of PK talking to Kyle saying, yes, act like you're going to take her to lunch, but actually you're taking her to the Beverly Wilshire Hotel. He wants to recreate this Pretty Woman, the movie situation. Now, don't come for me, but I've never seen Pretty Woman. I guess I can add that to the watch list and see what's going on because I have heard before that, yes, this is definitely, you know, a role where this rich man takes care of a sex worker or something along those lines. So Kyle in her confessional was saying, no, even though, you know, you and Dorit have been going through things, this is not the way that you want to go. And I'm like, okay, you saying this in your confessional. Why didn't you help him out in the scene? You should have redirected him somewhere else and created another vision together because, yes, that's not a good look. But anyway, so Dorit is like, I'm noticing something different about you, Kyle. Like, I don't know, over the last couple times, like, I don't know what's going on with you and Mauricio because at the Eagle Woman's spiritual healing, Kyle said that the last year has taken a toll on her marriage. But it's like, what happened? What happened? I mean, hopefully we'll get to the bottom of it eventually. But yeah, I think all of our ears are peaked. Because Dorit is like, I'm even looking on Instagram and I'm noticing that you have no pictures of him, no recent pictures, and usually it's lovey-dovey between the two of y'all. And she was like, yeah, I just felt like I needed a break So Dorita's like, but they used to hang around as couples all the time, and now that's not the case. So yeah, Dorita's like, I mean, you want freedom and space specifically from your husband, and Kyle's like, nah, just from everybody. But Dorita ain't buying it. She really feels like something is going on with Kyle, but she wants to respect her boundaries, so she's not going to push too hard. So she did tell Kyle, you know, if there's something that you don't want to talk about, just tell me straight up. And Kyle was like, yeah, because you ain't telling her everything, which is fine. So Sutton and Garcelle, they get together at Sutton's house, and she was catching Garcelle up on the matchmaker thing. She said, yeah, she's struggling with the whole letting the man lead thing because of the dynamic in her previous marriage. He took control very early on, and she wasn't a part of conversations about what to do with the money. He made decisions about the kids. He was just basically ordering her around. The only thing that she got to be involved in was planning summer vacations, and that's because he didn't start showing up until the end. So it's like, yeah, you were going on vacations and stuff without your husband, and you know, it's like, hell, it probably was a break for her, for real. But yeah, she doesn't want a man to lead her. Like, she got it from here, and I understand that. Then they get into Garcelle and the issues that she's having with Jax in particular. She couldn't even really say. As soon as Sutton is like, enough about me, what's going on with you? There was a long pause, and she was just like, you know, I feel like I can just burst into tears. And she did, because she feels like Jax is looking at her as if she's gotten it all wrong. And, you know, she feels like the most important thing to her is being a mother, but somehow it's not being conveyed when it comes down to Jax. And she feels like he wants to move with his dad. She thinks that he's trying to punish her. And she wants to, you know, ask her ex-husband to talk to him, but she kind of feels like he's not going to ask what's going on. So it really won't be much that she can do about it. But, you know, she's very hurt by the things that he said. And like Sutton said, she said teenage boys, but teenagers in general are assholes. And I mean, baby, look, I went through an asshole phase. I like to think that I was definitely a good kid, but when things just start going on in our lives and things start changing around us, I felt like I was lashing out and taking it out on my mom when she needed me the most. It was very mouthy at times. So, yeah. Kids, we hit that teenage era, and we definitely lash out and become assholes towards our parents. We don't really want to be attached to them that much as we used to be, and things just like a growing pain. So Garcelle's experiencing that. He's 15, and that just, it does unfortunately come with it. I don't necessarily want to say come with it, but yeah, it kind of does. Because I mean, I don't know anybody who didn't go through that phase of, you know, trying to detach themselves from their parents. But I definitely take what Jax is saying as a way of lashing out and you know, trying to get more attention from Garcelle, because that's ultimately what he wants. He wants his mom around more, and he's making her feel guilty about it, and she does. But Garcelle does need to know that she is, you know, a good mom. I do like the fact that Sutton explained why they are, or one of the reasons why they are so close, because there is single moms who have ex-husbands who are still very much so present in, you know, after the marriage. But we know they get along in different aspects, and I do like the support that they have for each other. So back to Kyle and Dorit. They get to the hotel, they get upstairs. Dorit is looking around like, what is this? Why are we in this room? And if we was gonna get a room, why am I not in a presidential suite? I said, okay, because what is this? So Kyle is like, this doesn't remind you of anything, you know, an iconic movie that was filmed here. And by the way, Kyle, what in the grunge hell are you wearing? Okay, it's not a bad outfit. It's just like, oh, I forgot, she dating that young lesbian, so she's starting to conform. She's starting to pick up habits. Okay, I forgot. Anyway, yeah, so Dorit is not having it. She was like, first of all, pretty woman, he took the liberty to order everything off the menu, baby. Here I am with a little fruit tray and a veggie tray, and I gotta pour my own drink. This is not it. Where are my kids? I need to go outside. I need to breathe. I told my kids I was gonna see them later. I don't know what's going on. Who's taking care of them? So she go outside. Kyle calls PK and was like, she freaking out. PK is like, look, the whole family is in on it. Like, try to calm her down. And Kyle is cracking up. She's like, I mean, she's not going for it. She got to get some fresh air. And in her confessional, or in their confessional, PK and Dorit are saying that, yeah, him and Kyle are very close. They laugh together. And so Kyle is, you know, eating this up. The fact that Dorit is really not liking what he has surprised for her. And he was like, but, you know, the one surprise is Mauricio doing something like this for her. Something along those lines. And I was like, oh, that's shady. I wonder how Kyle gonna feel about that. Because that was definitely a dick. So Dorit get on the phone with her kids and they like, look, Mom, we in on it. Even the dog, okay? Stop stressing. I said, oh, Jagger, both of them, they got cute little accents. I said, okay. So she's all right. Now her glam squad comes in and they have all these red dresses. And she was like, he want me to wear red? And I don't have my Beverly Beach bronzer? She ain't feeling this at all. And I'm like, damn. See, PK, first of all, what you should have done, yes, you definitely should have booked a suite, because this room that you got her in is not enough space. What you should have done is had the presidential suite laid out, okay? I mean, yeah, obviously y'all might be doing a dinner or something, so that's the reason why you don't have heavy foods or whatever. But have the, you know, little rose petals. Have your glam squad already there. Her glam squad got there after she got there. So, of course, she's looking like, what the hell is going on? Because she's waiting around. So, the glam squad should have already been there. Had her dresses laid out. Hair and makeup, everything set up. So, she could come on in, get you a glass of wine already poured, or champagne already poured. Hand it to you, girl, sit down. We about to get you glammed up. And then, you know, have the surprise of waiting when she goes downstairs or whatever. So that's all it should have been. It could have been executed better. I mean, it's not done, but yeah, he should have called me. Because Kyle ain't doing shit but giggling in her damn combat boots. Now, Dorit comes to PK and she had a red dress on that I really didn't love. Really did not love her hair. Did not love the jewelry. Yeah. But it was a very nice room that they were in. They had a dance floor. He had roses everywhere. The table set up. And they had a performance. They were singing Take My Breath Away. Which production is so shady because that's not a song played in Pretty Woman. It's actually played in Top Gun. Another movie that I have never seen. But anyway, they go and sit down. And Dorit, she was saying that she was appreciative, but then there was like, I don't know, somewhere in the conversation, she was saying that it just takes a lot of, because she's very detail oriented, that's why. And she was like, it's a lot of effort to, you know, look like this or whatever. And I'm like, girl, I understand people don't like surprises, but you have to understand that somebody's trying to do something nice for you. At the end of the day, let them take control for the moment and it just be that. So then PK, they talked about PTSD. And he was saying that he's having a hard time understanding that concept. Honey, you have something traumatizing happen to you. It will definitely cause you to move a bit different, you know, and all of that. But, yeah, she said that she don't really need grand gestures from him right now. She needs his help with the kids, with schedules, around the house, all of that. She needs his support, and she needs him to say that he's going to take care of some of the load, but that's not in his personality, so that's going to take more of an effort for her to get him together, and that's something that she may never get. Like, woo, that's a lot to read, but happy anniversary. I don't even think I told y'all that all of this was in the name of their anniversary, but it was. Now we're at Kyle's house. It's Portia's 15th birthday, so they're getting prepared for that. And Kyle is saying in her confessional, yes, her and Mauricio used to be very in sync. Now it's like they're not on the same page. You could just tell the body language between them, the interaction between the two of them. There's definitely some tension. And so the guests start to arrive at their house, and you see Mauricio having a conversation with somebody asking him, has he been in LA? And he was like, no, he's been in Florida, Aspen. He's going to Portugal at the end of the month. They're doing all these agency openings in different areas. And even Kyle said in her confessional, the agency is the other woman because he's been putting all of his attention into his business. So that, I think that and, some other things are the reason why their marriage is just, basically deteriorating. So Mauricio's parents are there. And his mom pulls Kyle to the side and was like, hey, everything is good with you and Mauricio, right? And Kyle was like, yeah, why? Because she been seeing all these Google alerts talking about their marriage. And Kyle was like, well, I've been seen without my wedding ring once, and that just kind of, sparked a flame. And she's blaming it on a one-time thing. She claims it's due to lifting weights, but baby, there is definitely tension between the two of y'all. So, I mean, a blind man could see that at this point. But yeah, because even he said something about she needs to clean up the mail after she just communicated to him that she's stressed out and she's, getting on him about that. And then when they go to the table to eat with all their guests, I think Kyle said something to Farrah, her oldest daughter, about the temporary tattoo that she has. And she was like, yeah, I'm testing it out. And Kyle was like, yeah, unlike me, because, her tattoos are permanent. And Mauricio was looking like, he a little tense because you already know how he was acting in the last episode. But then Kyle whispers to him, does your parents know that I have tattoos and you have one too? What are them old ass people gonna do to that grown ass man? Mauricio is in his 50s. What they gonna do, whip his ass? Like, I cannot stand when people do that. Stop tiptoeing around y'all parents when y'all grown as hell. Then Kyle goes and pulls his mom to the side and was like, I gotta tell you something. I got a tattoo. And she was like, okay. She thought it was of Mauricio's name. And Kyle was like, no, but do you know he got one too? And she was like, no. And she was like, oh, well, maybe he has one, maybe he doesn't. Like, she tried to, change it up. But it really didn't seem like the mom cared that much. So then Kyle goes and tells Mauricio in front of the two of their kids. And he was like, why would you tell my mom that? That's not your business to tell. And so he storms off and goes back to the table. And she was like, why did I open my big mouth? And then he goes and sits down and she tries to say something like, I told her I wasn't sure if you had one or not. He was like, it doesn't care. I don't care. Like, we're not talking about this right now in front of people at the table. And Kyle in her confession was like, oh, okay, so this is what people mean when, they're going through a rough time. But it's like I said, you're grown, Mauricio. If your mama don't want you to have tattoos, oh, the hell well, you have multiple houses, a successful business, you got kids, you grown as hell, okay? You take care of your own responsibilities, and I won't be surprised if you helping your parents out, or maybe they was already had some wealth on them. The hell, I don't know. But bottom line is, they ain't gonna do shit whether or not you was supporting them or not. It's your body, you can do what you want. And I can understand why he would get mad at Kyle if, he wasn't ready to tell his parents too. So I will give him that, but fuck all that. It does come off, though, as if Kyle is definitely doing certain things to piss Mauricio off. Because just the fact that his parents looked like they were leaving the party, and then she was like, I gotta tell you something. I had no idea that she was gonna say that she had tattoos. I'm thinking she was gonna say something totally different or something in reference to the kids. But it's like, yeah, girl, you're doing stuff to get a reaction for sure. You're definitely upset with this man. So the girls, they prepare to go to Vegas. They on the PJ thanks to Kyle. And they have all these things planned for Crystal's birthday, including a Magic Mike performance that Erika has set up. So they're advised to wear pants and all of this stuff. So they get to Vegas and they're riding in red Rolls Royces. Not back to the resort, but to their hotel. So, I don't know what the name of the hotel is that they were staying at, but baby, it's laid, okay? And it's accommodating for all of the ladies. Crystal has her own room. Dorit and Kyle are sharing. Garcelle and Sutton are sharing. I don't know if Erika has her own room, but yeah, it's laid out, has its own private pool and all of that. I said, okay, money. This is why we watch Beverly Hills, because they got the coin, okay? So they're all getting dressed. Now, I would have been pissed off at Sutton because Sutton had her assistant come in early and unpack her clothes. And then she left Garcelle a little space in the closet. Like, that's not okay. Girl, you're not even that fashion girl to be doing all of that, Sutton. So, yeah, you definitely could have saved her a little bit more room. So they're all excited to be in Vegas, and they're like, woo, Magic Mike. So then we get this dramatic 4 hours later that comes across the screen, and we see all the Magic Mike happening, and you see Erika with her legs to the moon and a man in between them, and Crystal being picked up by a man, and all of this. And then you have the remaining ladies in the audience, and Sutton is clutching her pearls. So much so to where she got up and she walked out, and she's upset, asking what the fuck is this. Kyle and Garcelle come out trying to see what's going on. They're sitting in the bus at one point. Erika comes out and she was like, oh, Sutton is acting like Judge Judy, and that was the end. Sutton, what's going on? Why are you mad? Because even Kyle was like, are you mad that they didn't call you up on stage because you was wearing pants? I don't know what's going on. I'm mad that Sutton is acting like a stick in the mud, but we gonna get more into it next week. Y'all get down in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I will see y'all for the Real Housewives of Miami. Bye.